3 keys to stepping into that bigger, grander version of yourself that you know is possible. Presented by Susan Kennedy.
Are we feeling fabulous today? Fabulous? Come on. Who would love to feel more fabulous? All right. Well, welcome to stepping into your bigger, grander version of yourself. I'm going to tell you the 3 keys to doing that today so that you get more fabulous from the inside. I'm Susan Kennedy. I'm a published author in the Inspiration Bible. I'm the creator of the Find Your Fabulous program. And I was in corporate America for 20 years, pretty miserable, and I've transformed my life. And now I help women to find their fabulous from the inside because they've buried it under shades of living. So today, I just want to know, why are you here? And I know you're probably here to get a good seat for Mario, right? All right. But other people are here for me, you know. You read 4 lines of a talk title in the program, and you decided to spend 25 minutes here with me. And I'm really grateful that you did. I really believe in my message. And I want to see, are you here today, other than Mario, are you here today because you know you've been living your life for others so long, and now you crave that freedom just to be yourself? That's a true freedom, right? Are you here today because you're ready to give up the people-pleasing once and for all and stop settling for the expectations of others? Yeah. Are you here today because you know there's more inside you to be lived, and you know you're not living it, but you don't know how to tap into it? Or are you here today maybe because you're just ready to find out and get really clear on what you're meant to do and how you can get started on it? That's what I'm here to talk about today. That to me is the most important thing, is that you become the most authentic version of yourself that you can. As a people pleaser, you know, as one who does so much for others, we put ourselves at the bottom of the list. But ironically, it's our own list. You know, so when you're doing this, when you're pretending that you don't want or need anything, deep inside you know that's not your truth. You know, you hide the fact that you're hurting, and you show up with a smile on your face when you know that's not true. So you could be sitting alone, I mean, you could be sitting amongst a bunch of people feeling totally alone on the inside, but what you're really craving is connection or love. And when you are the strong one for everybody, trying to hold it all together, don't you just wish someone would come put their arms around you and tell you everything's going to be okay? You know, when you're exhausted, you're doing everything for everybody else. Don't you just wish somebody would raise their hand and say, how can I help you? You know, how are you pretending today? How long did it take you to get your hair and your makeup and your clothes together just so you would be among all these beautiful women looking like you're put together? You know, when being authentic can be scary, especially when we're crying on the inside, but we're trying to show up in the world like we got it together. Anybody relate to that? We're put on this earth, given this one life, to make the most of this life, to enjoy this life, and make the most of the gifts that we've been given. And the gifts that we've been given are our innate gifts, and they were implanted in us before we were born. You know, every one of us has unique desires. Not everybody wants to go to the moon. Not everybody wants to go to the depths of the ocean. Everyone has unique values, and by values I mean priorities in your life. You know, not everyone's highest value is the same thing. So we're all meant to be different. We all have our own quirky personalities, and that's to add color to the world. You know, and yet we all try to blend in and fit in and be normal. Whatever normal is, I've never felt normal. So today we're going to talk about the 3 keys to stepping into that bigger, grander version of yourself that you know is possible. I know you know it's possible. And I'm going to tell you the one reason you're not clear and moving forward on your own dreams, I'm going to tell you 2 strategies to align with your bigger, grander version. And then I'm going to tell you how you can see all the infinite possibilities there are for you right now that you're not seeing. So obviously I could talk for days on this, right? But I promise at the end, if you want to take this training further with me, I'll show you a way you can do that. And if you want a recorded version of this training, I'll tell you a way you can get that too, so you can just relax right now. Okay, so why you're not clear and moving forward on your dreams? You know, maybe you've divorced your old way of life. I spoke to a lot of women yesterday who are my age getting divorced. So they're deciding to live for themselves. So maybe you've left your old partner behind. Maybe you've left your old way of life behind. Maybe you've left your old career behind. And that's great because you get to choose. But then tell me then, why do you still, when you leave all that behind, you get to make the choices in your life. It's not your ex telling you what to do. You're not living for them anymore. So why do you feel guilty when you say no to people? When it's your turn to decide, right? But we still feel guilty. Tell me, why is your to-do list still running your life if you're the one in charge? You know, when you divorce your old way of life, you think you got your freedom, and yet you still struggle with the same old, same old. You know, we get to create our lives. It's our life, right? We get to create what we want in our lives. Everything's a choice. And we can create consciously, which means we can choose what we want to create, or we can just allow our subconscious programming to choose for us. And sometimes, you know, if I give you an example, if you've been divorced and 6 months down the road you met Mr. Right, and you didn't do any internal work to change that subconscious programming, whatever you weren't happy with here is going to show up here in the new marriage. And it may take a little while because it's a new person, right? But that old saying, wherever you go, there you are. That's what it means until you do the internal work. And when I talk about find your fabulous is inside you. It's not, I mean, it's great to look beautiful, but even without makeup and everything, if you feel fabulous from the inside, you're glowing. So the number one reason you're not clear and moving forward on your dreams is because you're not allowing yourself to want exactly what it is you want in life. So there's the allowing there and wanting what you want. And I spoke with a lot of women yesterday. We did some work around this, and they're all nodding their heads. Yeah, I choose for everybody else and put my wants last. So that's the number one reason you're not clear on your dreams, because you're not taking care of your own dreams. The truth is, in our lives, we're always creating because we can't help it. Our subconscious programming is always running, and that's designed to keep you safe and the same old, and secure by making you feel guilty when you choose what you want, by making you feel smaller than you are. So we can change that, but it's doing a lot of work to do it. We're always creating in our lives. And so a year from today, 365 days from now, you will have created something in your life. So if you knew you had the choice to create exactly what you wanted, and a year from today, I would say, meet me back here and I'll invite you up on stage to share with everybody what you created. What would you love to say that you created for yourself in your life? You know, a lot of people struggle with this, especially women, because they've never even thought of it, or they don't believe it's possible for them. A lot of people just say, this is just the way my life is. And I want to tell you today, if you want something different in your life, that's up to you. If you can't have a bigger vision for yourself, if you can't want more for yourself than you are today, and don't say, I didn't say than you have today, I said than you are today, then things will pretty much stay the same. And that's okay if that's what you want. But are you satisfied living a life that doesn't truly satisfy you? Not fully showing up in the world with all those gifts that God gave you? Or do you want more for your life? Do you want to be more, to do more, to have more in your life? The choice is yours. All right, enough preaching. But so that was the reason you're not on track and for your dreams is because you've not allowed yourself permission to want what it is you want. Now, 2 strategies to get into alignment with that bigger, grander version of yourself. To be bigger and grander, you've got to have a vision for your life, just for yourself. One that pulls you forward, one that excites you. And when you are off track for that, you're going to be in pain. You know, we have physical pain, but there's spiritual pain, there's emotional pain that we feel. And I know for me, I had pushed it aside for so long that I didn't even know I had the pain until, and I'll get to that in a minute, but so humans will do anything to avoid pain, right? So we choose numbing and distracting behaviors. And that's the first strategy, is notice, well, actually stop numbing and distracting yourself from this spiritual and emotional pain you're feeling, because the pain is there to tell you you're not living your truth. It's there for a reason. God didn't plan on giving you pain to make you sad. He's trying to wake you up, or she is trying to wake you up to that bigger, grander version of yourself. You know, nobody was put on the earth to play small. Nobody. Not one person. So the first strategy to stay in alignment with that bigger, grander version is to stop distracting and numbing yourself. Is anybody aware of their go-to numbing behaviors? I mean, it could be shopping, it could be sex, it could be wine, it could be chocolate, it could be ice cream. Anybody ever found themselves at the bottom of the carton at midnight? I know I have. So just be aware, because all those things aren't bad. Shopping is fine as long as you have a purpose for it. You know why you're shopping. But if you're just out there mindlessly shopping because you have coupons and you run into Macy's because you want to get a bargain, you may be distracting yourself from some pain. So I say get in touch with that pain, know what it's about, and if you can't figure out what the pain is about yet, what you can do is get yourself to feeling better from within yourself. And there's one strategy I use to do that, and it's to drop into gratitude. I know everyone has so much to be grateful for, no matter who you are, no matter what you've been through. And I drop into gratitude, and you have to feel the gratitude. You know, it's not a mental game, it's feeling what you're absolutely grateful for in your life, because everything you've experienced has brought you where you are today. So when you can feel grateful, then you're going to feel better. So you've gotten out of that pain, and you don't have to go to the numbing behavior, because the opposite of numbing is feeling. So stop numbing, start feeling, and deal with those feelings and find out what truth it's trying to tell you. The second strategy, who has come by my booth to be muscle tested to find out if they're ready for love again? I know some of you have. Your body knows your truth. Your mind can play tricks on you. You know, you ever been indecisive on something? That's your mind trying to tell you why you should or shouldn't do something, but your body knows your truth. And since I can't muscle test my body, myself, I use my arm. I use other people's arms to muscle test them. I use this thing called a true yes or no. And what I do is I take 2 pieces of paper, and on one I write yes, on the other one I write no. And so let's take, maybe you're having a tough time deciding if you should go out with this man on Saturday night. Dan wants to take you to dinner, and you're just not sure about Dan. So you say, is it in my highest and best interest to have dinner with Dan on Saturday night? Put the yes on the floor, you stand on it, preferably take your shoes off, and you go inside and feel any sensations in your body. Do you feel tense? Do you feel wonderful? Do you feel excited? Do you feel sad? You know, whatever you feel, any tingling, any pain, and then get off the yes and then put the no on the floor and step on the no and go through the same process, but your body's trying to tell you something. And sometimes it takes a while to get in tune with your body. And when you're done, you pick them up, which I'm going to do in a minute. And excuse me, which one felt best? Did it feel better when you were having dinner with Dan or not having dinner with Dan? And you can use this for all kinds of things where there's a yes or no answer. But I know a lot of women have trouble being in touch and tune with their bodies, so it may take you some time to really notice the sensations you feel, but stick with it because it will give you an honest answer. So that was the 2 strategies: stop numbing and distracting yourself, and to check in with your body because it knows the truth. And now the last thing I want to talk about before we close is how to see the infinite possibilities that are all around us now. You know, when you're distracting yourself and numbing yourself, you're not going to see all the possibilities that are around. And a lot of people, I think I said this, say this is just how my life is. Well, you have a choice. It is your life, and you have a choice. And if you don't like it how it is, you can change it. But the infinite possibilities are all around because everything in the universe, right, is energy. We know that everything is made from energy. Even our thoughts and our feelings are vibrating at specific frequencies. And specific frequencies attract similar frequencies. So if you're angry, you're not going to see more reasons to be grateful because you're worried about being angry. And what you're going to attract to you are more reasons to be angry, more things to be pissed off about. People will come in your life who are angry, and that's no fun. So if you want to feel better, you've got to train your brain to seek a higher, better feeling, a better vibrational match to the things and the way of being that you really want in your life. That makes sense? So I'm going to wrap up real quickly. We talked about the number 1 reason you're not clear and moving forward on your dreams. And that's because what? You haven't allowed yourself to want what you want, right? And then we talked about 2 strategies. Stop numbing and start feeling, and then stepping into your true yes or no. Your body knows your truth. And the third thing is how to see the infinite possibilities now. You want to get into a feeling state where you're attracting those better things you want in your life. And it's very doable, especially with gratitude. Most people can find a way to drop into gratitude. It takes just a couple of minutes to raise your vibrational match to better things. And that's where the possibilities are. They're in the better things. So, has this been of value to anyone? So, I promised at the end I'd share how you could take this further with me if you wanted. I made time on my schedule for about 10 of you to connect with me in the next week. If you want to just talk about, what's the most important thing to you that you want in your life, get some clarity around that, and what's your biggest roadblock to getting it, and then some possible next steps for you. And Louise is my friend back here. See Louise here. If you want to claim one of the sessions for yourself, see Louise when this talk is over. And I know if you got a seat for Mario and you want to hold it and you want one of the sessions, flag her down and she'll find you. So if you're ready to find out what it will take you to step into that bigger, grander version, that more authentic you, because that's where the real fun in life lies, make sure you take advantage of one of these sessions. And I'd be honored to walk you through some of that. If you only take one thing from this talk, life is about choices. I've said that over and over. But your pain, your discontent, your longings are there for a reason. It's just to remind you you're not living your truth. So whenever you feel that, think about that. What's your truth? So you can choose to stay where you are for another year or more, or you could get some support you need to help you make the choices that you really want to make, to help with that subconscious programming that's designed to keep you safe. And I know the ladies here got this, so I'm not worried about you, but I just want to give a shout out to the Dallas Women's Expo because I appreciate them connecting us all. And I want you guys to have a fabulous day. And I'm at booth 502. If anybody wants to stop by and be muscle tested to find out if they're ready for love again, and it's about loving yourself. Come see me, and if you have any questions about this, I'll be there. I'll be happy to answer. Thank you very much. Let me do this.